or if any theft happens, that's where we use the CCTV, right? And CCTVs are being there across multiple industries. So let's talk about the industry specific. Why do they use CCTV for? Right? Pretty much to make sure that all the employees are safe. There are no accidents as such. If there are any incidents which they occur, and they find 1,000. And how do they see those so many cameras? We can't have so many. There needs to be some system, an intelligence system which can see what's happening around the factory. If you consider the steel factory as an example, there are a lot of heavy equipments the people deal with, right? A lot of contract workers are also trying to work. So what has Docketron we try to bring in is a technology which can connect with any CCTV cameras. It might be which is called as digital video recorder, and the new cameras which you also see called as network video recorders. So you can just plug and play any cameras, and it can help you in 4 major categories. The server can see what's happening around. Maybe I'll play you some small system which can stop those machines on real time just by reading those cameras. You can check on a product quality. During the COVID-19, we were having a lot of, we need to make sure that sanitization is being there. So at hospitals, a lot of patients can check the face mask, the social distancing, the people walk past, so that they can sanitize those places on a regular basis. Biometric was replaced with facial attendance, and temperature was being scanned, right? And this was being replicated across the industries, and that's how a lot of across the industry our solution was used along the hospital got treatment as well, right? So we tweaked our model in a little better way, and we were able to adapt that as well. So we might be thinking that AI might be something which is too tedious to learn it, or it might be too challenging also to learn it. Right? And my fans over here, many right? Tony Stark has something. What is called as?
Iron Man.
Iron Man has something.
Iron Man.
Jarvis, right? So you can see the Jarvis is able to act like a human. It has a human intelligence out of it. We also see that how this technology is being built, and how you also can get inspired by building these solutions as well. And maybe I can post that. I can also share what as a Docketron journey into this ecosystem of startup as well. So before going in, you can play the zeros video, the first one. So this is a Tata Steel, and this does a lot of employee safety aspects. Check, you can see that on real time it works across the number of cameras, by 50, 100, 1000 plus cameras. The solutions works, and you can see the vest, no helmet, and whenever it gets triggered, there is a router Nobody is allowed to enter that area. There is a motor mounted over there. And whenever he enters, there is a motor is trying to get over there. A lot of truck movements also happens where they load heavy equipment, and these are the fencing which they can create by the road and run their applications in real time. So it's trying to detect the object. We call it as a concept called as object detection in AI. It detects a lot of information as an input, which classifies is he wearing with a helmet, not helmet, what type of helmet is trying to build, which particular area is in, etc. This is an actual field view, but that was an camera view as well. You can see how real time it is. The camera is running at 25 frames per second and analyzing this video. All logs reports go to their respective head managers, and they can take strict actions accordingly. So a lot of fire smoke detections we have developed, a lot of interlocking with man-machine interfaces, etc. we have been developing. So you might be thinking like this solution that we have built so far, the team of 25 people working around, might be into a background of technical knowledge as such. It's not. Uh, the people who are working with us comes from a rural background from Tier 3 city. Uh, they have a great interest to learn about technology, but they have good marks. We handle them where we educate them in BSc in electronics. Parallelly, they work with us. We pay them stipend as well. 8 to 11 o'clock they have class. 11:30 onwards till they work with us. And these are the people who have built these such solutions, I would say. Right? You might be imagining it might be an engineering course, but a mechanical engineering course as well was converted in building these solutions. What we see or what has documented an ecosystem as a culture we say in, there is an attitude of learning. That's what it's required to learn and build this type of solution. Technology to understand might be hard, but if you try to dig down a little bit, try to research a bit on that, then you might be unstoppable and can bring out beautiful solutions as such. So you can see that even the Tier 3 students which are there, who are full-time employed with us, getting educated, getting the degree and also building this type of solutions makes a great impact, right? That's about the overall employee culture that we have at Docketnet. Journey of my research, I was like you guys in my engineering days, maybe try to settle with TCS, Infosys with jobs, right? I had a couple of offers as well with me. What changed was to get incubated at a foundation called a Deshpande Startup, where I got into a thing. There was a hackathon running by, and I saw a particular individual holding an Arduino board. An Arduino board is a small card which you can connect with a lot of sensors. You can get various data of temperature, etc. I got totally excited what type of solutions they are building in. Somebody was selling paintings online. Somebody was developing a smart wearable devices that time. And this I'm talking about 2013, 2014 around, right? And that's where I saw a lot of innovation solutions are happening via hackathon. And that's where it excited me. I spent a lot of hours. I used to sleep early morning in classes around 8 o'clock. I had a shiny plate, so that lecturers would not know that I was sleeping actually, because I would spend a lot of my time in my entrepreneurial journey learning about this technology, what e-commerce is, what AI is, what IoT is, etc. And trying to build these solutions. And that's where it made me motivated. Even couple of companies offered me an internship that I felt like that's not my thing. I need to enter into an entrepreneurial journey. To become an entrepreneurial journey, I went as a technological head for Deshpande Startup, helped a lot of startups, did for 1 year, and then with a lot of experience on that part, did for 1 year, got a lot of insights from various startups, founders, CEOs, co-founders as well, and then started my Docketnet journey. It's been now 3 years journey with this, and you can see the scale being in a Tier 2 city like Hubli, we are making an impact with these industries that we work with. So it's not that Tier 1 cities, metro cities have a combination, but we also have a combination to make a greater impact with this technology. So coming about AI, right? I want to show you a small example as a video. Who is the CEO of Google? Right? So I'll show you an interesting video. You get a lot of spam calls these days, right?
Yes.
Maybe somebody asks you for a loan request, somebody tells you to take a geo switch or some SIM switch they try to ask you, and they try to keep troubling you, right? Yes. And somewhere in your mind you might be thinking, right, is there someone who can talk on my behalf? Right? You might be having that perspective, right? Somebody can talk my behalf, my time is getting wasted. There are a lot of spam calls. Truecaller is helping us, but again you need someone to support you. I'll show you an interesting video. This was there in Google I/O. Google I/O goes every year. They try to showcase a lot of innovative solutions, and we will see what impact is trying to build in. And there are a couple of things that he uses. Try to make sure that you listen carefully. And I have some couple of questions for you. The second video.
So the assistant. As I said earlier, our vision for our assistant is to help you get things done. It turns out a big part of getting things done is making a phone call. You may want to get an oil change schedule, maybe call a plumber in the middle of the week, or even schedule a haircut appointment. You know, we are working hard to help users through those moments. We want to connect users to businesses in a good way. Businesses actually rely a lot on this, but even in the US, 60% of small businesses don't have an online booking system set up. We think AI can help with this problem. So let's go back to this example. Let's say you want to ask Google to make you a haircut appointment on Tuesday between 10 and noon. What happens is the Google Assistant makes the call seamlessly in the background for you. So what you're going to hear is the Google Assistant actually calling a real salon to schedule an appointment for you. Let's listen.
So how can I help you? Hi, I'm calling to book a women's haircut for a client. I'm looking for something on May 3rd. Sure, give me 1 second. Sure, what time are you looking for around? At 12 p.m. We do not have a 12 p.m. available. The closest we have to that is a 1:15. Do you have anything between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m.? Depending on what service she would like, what service is she looking for? Just a woman's haircut for now? Okay, we have it 10 o'clock. 10 a.m. is fine. Okay, what's your first name? The first name is Lisa. Okay, perfect. So I will see Lisa at 10 o'clock on May 3rd. Okay, great. Thanks, great. Have a great day. Bye.
That was a real call you just heard. The amazing thing is the assistant can actually understand the nuances of conversation. We've been working on this technology for many years. It's called Google Duplex. It brings together all our investments over the years in natural language understanding, deep learning, text-to-speech. By the way, when we are done, the assistant can give you a confirmation notification saying your appointment has been taken care of. Let me give you another example. Let's say you want to call a restaurant, but maybe it's a small restaurant which is not easily available to book online. The call actually goes a bit differently than expected. So take a listen.
Can I hear you?
Hi, I'd like to book a table for Wednesday the 7th.
For 7 people?
It's for 4 people.
4 people when?
Next Wednesday at 6 p.m.
Oh, actually we need to for like after like 5 people. For people you can come.
How long is the wait usually to be seated?
For when tomorrow or weekday or?
For next Wednesday, the 7th.
Oh no, it's not too busy. You can come for 4 people, okay?
Oh, I gotcha. Thanks.
Again, that was a real call. We have many of these examples where the calls quite don't go as expected.
Interesting one, right? It had an emotion also to it. Right? It was like, right? It was just like a human, how do we have a conversation? It was having a conversation as a Google Assistant over there. So you might be thinking how this technology, what the technology name, what it was mentioned, and anybody? Duplex. Okay, Google Duplex, right? And he did mention that was they were using deep learning, natural language understanding, and text to speech. To understand that, let's go at the very top order what AI is really about. Because some might be very new to a concept what AI and artificial intelligence is. In a simplistic terms, when we were kids, we didn't know how to write much. We didn't know how to write or learn some things, and that's where we sent out to schools. And we had lecturers, the teachers, who had very good knowledge to teach us various subjects, and that's where we got to know how to speak in English, try to solve some mathematical based problems, and so on. Right? And that's the reason we have something called as brain, right? The brain is able to store a lot of information, and what's acting over here is the machines as such, right? Those are dummy machines. We need to train that system. How do you train them, right? Teachers have already had so much of knowledge which are getting transferred to us as a kids, and that's where we're learning from those concepts. And that's where we have subjects also to write an exam. We were getting some set of marks, maybe 70, 80% and 90% plus 100% as well, on how much well we have understood those concepts. Similarly, the machines as such learns in a similar way. To try to feed in the machine with various knowledge. The knowledge might be a text, might be an Excel sheet, might be an image, might be a video, anything which can be usable for a machine to make certain decisions, right? And for us, teachers were the ones who were giving us a lot of knowledge. It was getting feeded, and that's where we got to learn those concepts. And we have something called as neurons, right, in your brain. A lot of neurons get connected to each other to make a neural network as such. And that's where the combinations of learning happens, and a lot of storage happens over here. And we keep learning. Right? And we do make mistakes as well, and we compensate from those mistakes. That's what AI is really about. Based on the data which you feed in, it might be, take an example, maybe you give an input of an image of cat and a dog, a set of images, and machine gets to train them. And once it trains, it tells that, okay, I can see this new image of cat might be of 80%. It's guessing out, right, out of the data set what you have given. Since it says 80%, there is 20% rate missing. I might need some combinations to make it much more perfect. As the days goes by, it starts to improvise, and that's where it keeps improvising in detecting which is a cat or which is a dog, as an example. But little accuracy constraint is okay in this type of little multiplication, but right, that is called as something called as reinforcement learning as such. We had played hide and seek in our childhood days, right? How many of you played hide and seek? Right? So hide and seek is a very, very good game, and we still love that. And how this hide and seek, there are two bots. Blue bot and red bot are given a playground, a little option. To search, the blue bot starts searching them, right? Sorry, blue bot hides and the red bot starts searching them. And it's given a big playground. To teach, and that's where we got improvised as well. Similarly, I show you a concept called as reinforcement learning. That's how inspires this video to know you that how this self-driving cars are also getting built. So third video we can play in, which shows you a concept called as hide and seek that relates to a lot of examples on self-driving car technology which is getting built
on Earth. This technology is it faster and taking technology. Technology. It's advancing faster and taking less time to be widely adopted than ever before.
The last.
On Earth, the simple rules of natural selection and competition. On Earth, the simple rules of natural selection and competition led to the evolution of increasingly intelligent life forms. Today, we ask if comparably simple rules and multi-agent
So red bot is trying to find a blue bot. It's been given a playground and it's self-learning.
These agents are playing hide and
That's how
seek.
self-driving car also needs to learn from various data.
These agents have just begun learning, but they've already learned to chase and run away. This is a hard world for a hider who has only learned to flee. However, after training in millions of rounds of
Playgrounds are called as simulations, where with simulations we try to train these.
rudimentary tools to their advantage. By grabbing and locking these blocks, they can create their own shelter. The seekers are locked in place for a brief period at the start of the game, giving hiders a chance to prepare. Even so, the hiders must learn to collaborate, accomplishing tasks that would be impossible for any single individual. The hiders are not the only ones who can learn to use tools. After many generations of failing to break into the shelter, the seekers learn to jump over obstacles using ramps. However, after many millions of rounds of having their shelter breached, the hiders learn to take away the primary tool the seekers have at their disposal. Note that we did not explicitly incentivize any of these behaviors.
Now the ladder is being taken out.
It implicitly changes the challenges the other team faces, creating a new pressure to adapt. We've also put these agents into a more open-ended environment, randomizing the objects, team sizes, and walls. In this world, they learn to construct their own shelter from scratch, requiring that they arrange multiple objects into precise structures. To prevent seekers from using the ramps, the hiders move them to the edge of the play area and lock them in place. We originally believed this would be the final strategy that the agents learned. However, we found that after more training, the seekers discovered that they can jump on top of boxes and surf them to the hider's shelter. In the last stage of emergent strategy that we observed, the hiders learn to lock as many boxes as they can before constructing their fort in order to defend against box surfing. So how do agents acquire these skills? They're trained using reinforcement learning, an algorithm inspired by the way animals on Earth learn. The agents play thousands of rounds of hide and seek in parallel for many days. They train against each other as well as past versions of themselves using an algorithm called self-play. Co-evolution and competition on Earth led to the only generally intelligent species known today, humans. While this world is far less complex than Earth, we have found evidence that simple rules can lead to increasingly intelligent behavior from multi-agent interaction. We hope that with a much larger and more diverse environment, truly complex and intelligent agents will one day emerge.
An interesting concept, right? So you might be questioning, how do I start learning AI? How do I apply to my industry? We have various industries, right? If I come into a finance industry as such, a lot of fraud alerts are coming in. How I can cater to those as a segment. So the bank segments are integrating this solution. We might be also seeing that a lot of OTP does come in, a lot of fraud detections are also happening. So can AI help in that? Already AI is helping into that part. The railway ticket that you book in, there is a chatbot called as Ask Disha, where you can talk to that particular bot and it can give you a PNR status, the train schedule status as such. And there is no such control room which is